Hello and welcome to NPS Now, your source of news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner. Fresh coats of paint and mulch adorned Richard Bowling Elementary School, compliments of the Mission Continues and Target as part of their annual Veterans Day Service Project. Let's take a look at the school's makeover and hear why the Mission Continues offers this great service to the community.
Veterans and volunteers spent a sunny Saturday improving the inside and outside of Richard Bowling Elementary School. For the third straight year, members of the military from the Mission Continues have spent their Veterans Day weekend working at one of Norfolk's schools, along with their corporate partners from Target.
What they're doing is they're beautifying Richard Bowling Elementary School. They're landscaping the entire area, they're painting, they're staining our decks. Our decks are extremely old, so they're staining, painting our decks. They're mulching, they're painting the inside of our floors of our boiler rooms. They're doing an awful lot.
All of their hard work is further proof of the important role veterans play in the community.
One of the things that Mission Continues is trying to do is to really show what assets veterans are in their communities. You know, we want to make sure that everyone understands that they're assets rather than liabilities. And what they're going to take away from this project is a real sense of pride in the community and a sense of service.
Once these veterans get out, they still have that inside of them to want to have a purpose. And to me, I believe serving is what most of our purpose is. We definitely like to serve our community now. Before we served our country. So when we look at it on a local level, serving our community gives back and also helps us to continue our mission.
Norview High School has been named one of 10 breakthrough schools in the United States by the MetLife Foundation and the National Association of Secondary School Principals Breakthrough Schools program. This award recognizes middle and high schools that are high achieving or dramatically improving student achievement and serve large numbers of students living in poverty.
I think first and foremost is that we have established a culture of high expectations. We call it the culture of expectancy. We expect our kids to do well, and we do whatever it takes to support them, and they do well.
School board members, administrators, and community stakeholders gathered together recently for a special breakfast to meet with our state delegates. During the meeting, school board members discussed various issues that they wanted the legislators to either support or oppose in the upcoming General Assembly.
No better way to celebrate American Education Week than to meet with our elected officials, state elected officials, to ask them to support our legislative agenda for the coming year. We're doing that today. We're meeting with them as a group. We're telling them what the issues are, and then individually, each of our school board members will meet with a legislative official of their choosing and ask them for their opposition or support to these particular issues.
Bullying is a problem that can be found just about anywhere. Granby Elementary is taking steps to eliminate that problem in their school and improve peer relations by creating a safer learning environment. Here's Debbie Horniak with the story.
Granby Elementary School is taking steps in deterring one of the biggest growing problems in our nation, bullying. Granby's motto, be a responsible kid, or BARK.
Biggest thing we wanted to get across to all of our students was just having them hear the same message, that bullying is not accepted here at Granby. Before we kind of focus on incident by incident, and we try to deal with kids as it happened. But with the BARK team, what their major focus was, make sure that every child who walks through the door knows exactly what the school stands for, and it's no bullying.
We've been talking about bullying and really focusing on the victim and the bystander for the last few years. And I've really seen a difference in just even focusing on the bystander, more and more kids reporting incidents of bullying.
Teresa Brown has been a community partner with us for the past 6 years, and she's adopted classrooms, worked with our children in small groups, just really sponsored us with different events like pep rallies for the SOL, and of course today with our BARK kickoff. And she told just an inspirational story about her life as a child being bullied and I think it really hit home with the children.
You have to know that you matter, and you have to speak out. Whether you tell your parents, your teachers, your counselors, or growing up, an adult, you have to tell someone when you're being bullied.
Pick up your remote controls, game cards, and get ready to learn in a fun new way. Granby High School students played computer games, table cards, and even chess to celebrate the American Library Association's 5th annual International Games Day. The event aims to expand teaching and learning around the educational, recreational, and social value of the games. Norview High seniors Judith Owanga and Shane Murdoch were 2 out of 120 students statewide selected to participate in a 3-day clinic to perform during the Virginia Music Educators Association's conference in Hot Springs, Virginia. Principals, assistant principals, and school counselors were recently introduced to Positive Behavior Intervention Support, or PBIS for short. The morning-long presentation gave an overview of PBIS and how it will begin to be implemented in our schools.
Well, Positive Behavior Intervention Supports has been around a while. It's in federal legislation, and it's a means of creating climates in schools that are conducive to teaching and learning. It's in great part about helping teachers, helping adults change their behaviors to make it more likely that kids will do what they're supposed to be doing. But ultimately, it's about creating this positive teaching and learning environment.
Well, some of the outcomes that are associated with PBIS are reductions in discipline referrals, increases in behaviors that allow students to engage in instruction, changes in school climate, increases in teacher efficacy, so things that schools are looking to address that are showing up in their data with PBIS.
NPS Now will be providing more information about PBIS in upcoming weeks, so be sure to stay tuned for more information.
It's all about recognizing the people who've contributed to our organization so that we can give back to Norfolk Public Schools. It's all about putting the public back in public education.
The Norfolk Education Foundation's annual Together in Education Awards and live auction celebration to honor A+ community partners will be held on Wednesday, November 28th at 5:30 p.m. at the Norfolk Waterside Marriott. For details, contact Carlos Clanton at cclanton@norfolkedfound.org. Great football action around the district. Coming up next is NPS Sports featuring Steve Sutmiller.
Welcome back to NPS Now. I'm Steve Sutmiller, Senior Coordinator of Athletics. We're starting off with middle school football. This year's event had a bit of a twist. The Norfolk Public Schools and the Portsmouth Public Schools came together and formed the first middle school football league. The schools were split into 2 5-team conferences, a north and a south. The conference champions met for the first middle school league championship.
Before kickoff, Sheriff Robert McCabe and the Norfolk Sheriff's Department were honored for their support for middle school football. Officer McGinnis accepted the award. Just as the grill was being fired up, so were the Azalea Rockets.
I'm ready to play! Yes, sir! That's the beat! We all we got! That's the beat! We all we got! I'm ready to play! Yes, sir! Let's go! Let's go!
Quarterback Darryl Mack set the tone with this positive run. Later in the drive, Kevin Marks used his second effort to will his way into the end zone, and with the 2-point conversion, Azalea was up 8-0. That put a smile on the face of Azalea principal, Dr. Ruthenia Clark. The Rockets defense showed why they have posted 4 shutouts this season as Tariq Minor puts the pads on this Craddock ball carrier. Second quarter now, and Azalea Garden still up 8-0, and there goes Mr. Marks once again, this time showing the speed to the house. And the Rockets lead 14-0 going into halftime, to the delight of the Booker T. Washington Marching Band and the Azalea Garden cheerleaders. Second half, Craddock tried to mount some offense, but once again, that stout Rocket defense was doing the job. Rashawn Griffin caused the fumble, and Deontay Hawkins recovers. After Darryl Mack scored again to make it 20-0, Azalea Gardens put it away. Taj Hextall gets the INT, and Azalea gets the shutout win, earning Coach Carlin Farabee a cold one. Congrats to Craddock for a fine season, but this night was all about Azalea. Superintendent Dr. Samuel King presents the trophy to Coach Farabee to signify the Azalea Garden Rockets are the 2012 middle school champions with a 20-0 win.
Varsity football in its regional semifinal time in Norfolk. The Lake Taylor Titans came into the game at 11-0. A win would send the Titans to the regional finals. The theme of this week's game was pressure, pressure, and more pressure. Coach Sawyer preached all week to his team that bringing constant pressure would break the Cavaliers of Lakeland, and he was correct. Let's take a look at some highlights. Titans took control early with some high-pressure defense. The defense kept that pressure on all night. Marquise Poole, Jalen Holmes, Jamal Spellman, Big Money Harris, and Brandon Rambo Lynch kept the pressure on the Cavaliers all night. On the offensive side of the ball, the motto was the same, pressure. Brandon Porkchop Moore, Daquan Davis, and Delmon Williams provided the offensive pressure, which led the Titans to a 46-7 win. Up next, regional finals and a trip to the state semifinals. In order to secure a spot in the Final Four, the Titans must dethrone the defending Division V state champion Phoebus Phantoms. Phoebus will visit Norfolk as the #2 seed with a record of 12-0. This game will be played at Harbor Park on Friday, November 23rd. Kickoff will be at 7:30 p.m. Go Titans and good luck. So get out and support the Titans in their quest to win their first regional championship in 30 years. Norfolk Public Schools wants you to follow your teams throughout the year. You can do this by logging on to your school's athletic website. Check out these sites. Get up-to-date scores, stories, and information on your favorite teams by signing up for email alerts. Go to the homepage, click on email alerts to sign up. More NPS Now after this.
Joining us today, we have Nutrition Education and Training Coordinator Christina Keppa and Henry Brown, District Supervisor for School Nutrition. Welcome to NPS Now.
Thank you.
I understand we serve over 33,000 students a nutritious meal every day. I think this is an amazing feat to do this. Tell me, you have a new program called Breakfast in the Classroom. Christina, what's that all about?
Our Breakfast in the Classroom program started in June of 2011 with Ruffner Academy as our pilot school. Currently, as of today, we feed 23 elementary schools under the Breakfast in the Classroom program, which feeds 75% of their student population. Since this program has started, the breakfast program has seen about a 57% increase in student participation.
Wow, that's amazing. Henry, tell me, what are the principals saying about this program?
The principals love it. The principals that we have doing it, they chose to do it, and without their help and their initiative, we wouldn't be able to accomplish it. So it gives time for their kids to get organized and sit down and settle in. They absolutely love it.
So how does this work in the morning for the classes to get breakfast?
Well, usually it varies from school to school, but it's just an expeditious way to get kids from the bus or walking or however, get their meal, pick it up in one stop, and go into the classroom and settle in and be prepared for the day.
Yeah, I was in a classroom, well, a couple of schools, and I saw how one school, the kids will come to the classroom and they're standing outside with the cart and they can get their breakfast, go sit down. Some of them, they meet them right at the door when they come in and they take it to their classroom. Seems like it's rather easy.
It is easy. We usually generally try to do it based on logistics, you know, where they're coming in the building, what's a central point where we can meet the kids, control the kids, make sure that we have a good accountability of the meals served.
What are the benefits of having breakfast every morning?
There's several benefits. We see behaviors improve, we see attendance improve, of course, we see kids' energy improve, and they're just more focused on what's going on in the day. They don't have to worry about they're hungry.
Right.
So it makes it a better day for everybody.
Well, tell me, Christina, with the breakfast and the school options, and there's a lot of new things that school nutrition is doing. You've been doing taste tests. So you've done sushi, you've done, what, chicken sandwiches, and now you've done yogurt. Tell me a little bit about that.
Our goal for our school lunch and breakfast menu is to have a 100% student-approved menu, and we accomplished this mostly through taste tests. Just recently, we tested a yogurt parfait. This was at 3 elementary schools: Coleman Place Elementary, Compostela Elementary, and Jaycox Elementary, and it was mixed tropical fruit, low-fat vanilla yogurt topped with some crunchy granola, and the kids really, really enjoyed it. Kids like to see new items and different things, and we like to test the different things too to see what our kids really think.
So what did kids think about that?
They loved it. They loved it. They really enjoyed it. It was something different. They really like yogurt. The younger kids really enjoy yogurt, and I think it was just a new twist on something that they really enjoy. And I had a lot of comments, and my mom and dad eat this, so I think they felt grown up eating the yogurt parfait.
Great. I was at one of the schools, Coleman Place, and I know there was a contest. Who won the contest?
They all tied.
Wow.
They all sold out. They all sold out. They had set a benchmark goal of what they wanted to sell, and they doubled it and sold out.
Wonderful. Well, sounds like school nutrition is doing great things around the district with our students with the new meal options. So what's up next for food nutrition?
We have lots of things planned. We have Ask the Dietitian on the NPS website under the Parents Portal. That's where anyone from the community can ask questions, and I will answer them. Also, our website is a very good resource for what we do. It's www.mpsk12.com/nutrition. Here you can find menus, meal prices, free and reduced application, nutrient information, and allergen information. That is new to our website this year. So that it's a plethora of information.
And so, Henry, from the operational portion, I understand there's a new app for parents to use to make payments.
Yes, Payment Plus now has an app that you can use, as everybody who's already using it know that you can track what your kid eats and know exactly where your money is going and make sure that your kid has money available on his account.
And what type of phone do you have to have for this app?
Normally it's an iPhone for right now, but we don't know what the future holds. But right now it's just for the iPhone.
Well, thank you, Christina, and thank you, Henry, for joining us today and sharing this great information about school nutrition. And so I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to NPS Now. The show will air on Mondays throughout the week on WNPS Channel 47, or you can visit us online at www.mpsk12.com. Thank you for joining NPS Now.